In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the new 3D pumpkin stack bracelet using the Monster Tail loom. You can also make it on the full-size loom using any 6 pins in a rectangular shape. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. It looks like a stack of pumpkins. And it is a very similar pattern to the Over Easy bracelet that I made previously. It's just a larger version with 6 pins instead of 4. And it also has a similar look to the Craft Life Puffy Fish bracelet. You will need about 96 orange bands and 32 green bands to make the bracelet. And I'm using the Rainbow Loom Orange and then the green jelly bands today. And so you're going to start with the orange, and I'm going to be doubling all of the orange bands. So as I place them on the loom, I'm placing 2 at once. So the first placement is going to go from the bottom left pin. It's going to do a long diagonal stretch all the way up to the top right. And I'm going to twist. I'm putting them both together. And now I'm taking 2 more bands, and this time they're going to go from the top left and do a long diagonal stretch down to the bottom right. And again, I'm going to twist. And then I'm going to place 2 more bands that are going to go straight across the middle from the left-hand side to the right, and I'm not going to twist that. So that is what the first layer will look like. And now I'm going to place on a green band, and this is going to stretch all the way across all 6 of these pins. So I'm just going to stretch it out, and it's going to go all the way around. And now that I have 2 layers on, I want to remove the bottom layer. So I want all of these orange bands to come off. So I'm going to start on the bottom right. Just going to take the 2 bands at once, pull it over the top and into the middle, and then I'll go up to the next pin and do the same thing. You just have to be careful on these center pins when you pull the orange bands or whatever the bottom bands are up and over. It does want to make the band that's left on the top here come off. So you just have to be careful about that. So I'm just going to work my way around, removing the bottom 2 bands. And now the same thing on the other side. And now this middle one may give you trouble with keeping this upper band on. So I'm going to actually skip this one and go to the one that's closest to me and pull those out and over the top. And now I'm going to do this one last. And I'm just going to be very careful to keep that upper band on, and now push that down. And so now I'm going to add a second green band. This is going to be the stem of the pumpkin, so I'm going to do 2 in a row to make it look a little bit taller. So I've already done the 1 green, and now I'm going to place another green, and it's going to do that same pattern. It's going over all 6 pins. And now I want to remove the bottom layer. So this time it's going to be 1 single green band from all of the pins. Again, these ones in the middle are probably going to be the most challenging with keeping that upper band on the pin. And now flipping to the other side again, I'm getting the bottom band. And again, I'm going to skip this middle one for now and just go do the 2 ends, just so it's looser, and now hopefully it'll be a little easier to move over the top while keeping that other one on top of the pin. And so now that I've done 2 layers of green, I'm going to do the orange pattern again. So again, they're always going to be doubled 2 bands at once, starting on the bottom left and doing that long stretch up to the top right. And there's no need to twist anymore. I'll take 2 more orange, and this time they're going from the top left down to the bottom right. It's that long diagonal stretch. And then finally I have my last 2 that are going straight across from the left to the right. And now I can remove that bottom layer, so I have that one single green band to come over the top and into the middle. And I'll just work my way around to all 6 pins. Again, I'm going to skip the middle for now, do the end first, and now go to the middle and push this down. And now it's back to green, so I want to do 2 layers of green, so this will be my first one, going over all 6 pins at once. And now I want the bottom 2 orange bands to come over the top and into the middle. To make sure they both make it over. And now repeat that on the other side. Again, I'm going to do that middle one last. And push that down. And now I want to do my second green layer, going over all 6 pins. And I'm just going to make sure this isn't too twisted. And so now I'm taking this bottom green band and pulling it over the top. And now the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to save that middle band for last. And push this down. And so your bracelet is going to grow out of the bottom, and what you want to do is keep pulling it down so you make the green bands get tighter, and then your orange bands will stay nice and round, and the green, since it's just that one single band, will pull tight, and it will help to make the shape of the stem. And so I'll show you how to do this pumpkin one more time. So we're back to orange, and we're using 2 bands at once. You're always going to start on that bottom left and do the long stretch all the way up to the top right. And now you're taking 2 more bands and you're going from the top left, doing that long stretch down to the bottom right. And then with 2 more bands, you're going straight across the middle. And now you want to remove the bottom layer, which is going to be 1 single green band. And so you'll just work your way around to all 6 pins. Just being careful that those upper bands are not getting pulled off. Again, I'll do this middle pin last. It just helps it get a little bit looser to go over the top and not drag these other bands with it. Push that down. And now I have a layer of green, which is going over all 6 bands at once, making a giant rectangle. And now I want the bottom 2 orange bands to come off of all of the pins. And now push this all down. And now I have a second green that I want to do on all 6 pins, making that rectangle. And now I have this bottom green band to come off. And now get the other side off as well. And push that down. And then also from the bottom, I'm going to pull that down to make the green get nice and tight together. And so I'm just going to continue using this same pattern. The next layer will be orange with doubled bands that will make the X's and then the one in the middle. And then the layer after that is going to be 1 green that goes over all 6 pins. And then the next layer will be the green with all 6 pins. And then you'll be back to orange and so on. So I will fast forward here, and when my bracelet gets long enough, I will show you what to do to remove it from the loom. When you have your bracelet to the length you'd like it and you're ready to take it off of the loom, you want to make sure that the top band is that second green band that you had placed on. So now if you look at the pins, there's just one green band on all of the pins. I'm going to start at the bottom right pin. I'm going to pick up that green band and I'm just going to move it straight across to the left. I'm going to put it right on the top. And now I'm going to go to this middle pin on the right. I'm going to move that green band straight across to the left. And then again I'm going to do the same thing on the top, taking this green band and moving it straight across to the left. And now you'll see two green bands on all of these pins. So I want to remove that bottom green band, just taking it over the top. And so now I just have one green band left on all three pins. And so I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to just pick all of these up. So I'll start on the bottom, go up to the next one, and you can use your thumb to hold these bands on the hook just so they don't come off. I'll get this last one and I can pull this off of the loom. And now what I'm going to do is take an additional green band and I'm going to place it on the end of my hook, and then what I'm going to do is just carefully slide it through these three green bands that are on my hook, pull it about halfway through, and now I'm going to put the other loose end back on my hook. So I have the two bands on there, and I'm going to take my S-clip. You can use whatever clip you have available, and I'm just going to hook those bands through the one side. And now I will go to the other side here and I'll just pick up a couple of the orange bands that are on the end. And I'm going to hook them through the other side of the clip. And then here I have my 3D pumpkin stack bracelet. And here is another one that I made where I used dark green for the stems. So you can really use any shade of orange or green that you have available. So I hope that everyone enjoyed making this bracelet. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!